Hello,
Hi, sir. Very good morning.
morning,
Hi, sir. Good morning.
morning. One guy is still absent. One more guy is missing. Who is he? Rajesh is missing.
I'm there, sir.
Fine. Rajesh is here as well. And Raj is not there. Rajesh, especially from your side, I'm getting an echo sound. I don't know why. Are you on speaker?
Hello.
This Rajesh, are you on speaker?
No, sir. I'm using his headphones.
Headphone used is the echo sound, Raj. When you are muting yourself, I'm not getting echo sound. Some mistake is there from your some problem. Please look into this so that others should not get disturbed. Okay, fine. So let me go for a quick start. Let me share my screen. Please confirm whether you can see my screen or not.
We're able to view your screen, sir.
Okay, you're able to see my screen. Okay, I don't know whether you people have got the access from them or not. As I told you already yesterday, any update for access?
Yes, sir. We
Aliati?
have checked with them. Yeah, we have been checked with the institute people, and they are told, and we'll give them access.
గౌతమ్ రాజు ఏం చెప్పినారు వాళ్ళు
అదే నేను చెక్ చేశాను సార్ వాళ్ళతో ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ వాళ్ళతో చెప్తే మేము యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తామని చెప్పున్నారు సార్.
Okay, when you are going to get the access? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe today or tomorrow. I need to cross check once, sir.
That's what I told you, right? Today we are about to start with what service. So we need an access of a system, correct? So what I'm saying is, the moment you have an access, soon you can start your workout. From the day one, if you complete your stuff on the same day, you don't have any problem in future. Suppose today's stuff is kept for tomorrow and tomorrow is kept for the after tomorrow, then a lot of confusions will be there in your mind. Because that's what I'm suggesting is the soon you get an access, the soon the problem will get sorted. That's what I'm saying. Wait a minute, let me connect it to another connection. This Wi-Fi is bit. So, I hope now you are able to hear me clearly.
Yes, sir.
These Wi-Fi are getting disturbance nowadays. I don't know why they are trying to switch their network from 4G to 5G. I hope so. That's the reason that we are getting this network disturbance in between. Well, anyway, any queries for my yesterday's discussion? No? Okay. See, before I take a start, would like to give one input for you guys is that there are two ways to access this server. Okay, one, what you can do is you have an access or somehow access this in your company. Yes, any guys who is having a problem with this, or anybody is not aware of what is this? This is nothing but if you just have an internet connection, okay, with your operating system, okay, you can use this remote desktop settings to access the service provider server. Okay, you don't want to install, like, out of all five or six, okay, only one guy is having an offline installation. I hope so. Rest all is looking forward and access from, you know, the management. So what I'm saying is, if you are getting this access, please make sure that IP address is correct, and you will be provided with a user ID and a password. Okay, with the help of that user ID and password, you can log in into the system. Okay, so this is the one thing. Another way is like you have to install the GUI. That means SAP logon that consists of somewhere around 2.5 to 3 GB. Once you install that, okay, you have to go for IP address, then user instance, then user ID and password will be given by them. Then you can get the access. See, I have got this server open in front of me. Is that clear? So these settings
Yes.
and user ID and password will be provided by them. Is it clear, everyone? Is there any confusion? Yes, Rajesh, Sriraj, Swaroop. See, now this system is different. My system is different. This is what we have got from service provider. I'm using a server access from different places. Okay. Now this is what I'm talking about. When you install GUI, what I said was somewhere around 2.5 to 3 GB or 3.5 GB. Then when you get this logo on your desktop, what I'm talking about is second method of access of your server. Then what you can do, you can click on new, okay, click on next, give that IP address here, that instance number, okay, then system ID, then click on next, 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 and finish. When you can do all these settings, when these settings is completed, you will be having a name of your system what you have provided in that settings. Just double click on it. The moment you double click on it, the system will be opened for you. The first system appearance screen will show you a client, user ID and password. Is it clear now? Is anybody having a confusion about this?
No, sir, it's clear.
Malyadri, Swaroop, Sudhuraj. Anybody who is having a confusion about what I'm showing right now. This is not on record. I'll just put on record when I start those enterprise points. I don't want this small stuff to be on record because this is just silly stuff. Unnecessary enhance the file size of recording. I hope any confusion, even a small confusion, you can clarify. If everything is clear, if everything is free, then we'll proceed further. So what
So
I'm
you just
saying
go
is,
back. Sir, I have one doubt, sir. You just go back and log in once more.
I've closed everything. You want me to close this also?
No, no, fine, fine.
Till here it is fine.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I'm saying is, okay. What I'll do, I'll make it more easier for you. Just hang on. As far as the access is concerned, what I said, you're having two. One is remote desktop connection, RDC. This is remote. You don't need any installation. And this settings is, done by your service provider. And you will be having an access of IP, user ID, and password. Okay. This is provided by your management. Okay, to whom you paid the amount, not me. Huh? Second, if you really want to install, okay, SAP GUI, the same, not with remote. It's like a remote. It doesn't mean you're just installing a GUI, graphical user interface. You're not installing SAP. You can't install it. Somewhere around 300, 350 GB. Okay, you can't install. Why? Because installation is a job of basic guys, not you guys. I told you on that day, first day, installation
Yes.
of SAP will be taken care by basic consultants, not you guys. Remember this.
Technical.
And it is not
Technical.
like MS Office. It is not like MS Office installation where you put your flash drive to your laptop or desktop and you click on next, 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 finish. It's a 300 GB or 350 GB application, and it is not easy. And it is not our job also as a functional consultant to install SAP. So this GUI, what I'm talking about, is somewhere around 2.5 to 3 GB that you can download and you can run it. This is just like an exe, what you have to run. After executing this, GUI installation, what happens? You will be presented with this label after finishing. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
As soon as you finish this, you double click on it. Actually, this is not my job. Okay, this is their stuff. They have to explain you everything. But whenever we are calling up, they are not responding. That's the reason I have to do this. But next time, I'm not going to take care of all this small stuff, man. This is not my job. So you just click on new. Can you see this?
Yes.
If you install GUI for the first time, this box is empty. Basically, this box explains to you about the list of servers. Do you know what it is? This is the box where you can see the list of servers. Okay, let me open one more screen to explain you what it is. Can I put this on record? You people are getting confused. Let me put this on record.
The recording has started.
Okay, so installation, okay, remote desktop, the difference is very clear now. Now, the moment you log into remote desktop, double click on SAP GUI, how to install GUI is also clear for you. And how to, put the properties of GUI is here. Click on new entries and put the IP address, instance, the name of the system, click on next, it will be ready. Basically, this place, what I'm talking about is the list of servers. Now, yesterday and day before yesterday, I have asked you one question. What was that? And how many servers?
SAP landscape.
Minimum. Yes. Landscape or environment or SAP client. Okay. So basically, these are those servers, right? Development, quality, production, sandbox, burden client, training client, testing client, pre-production, post-production, clusters. All these are servers. See, minimum 3. This setup is suggested and advised on best practices. But depends on requirement. There may be 12 servers, there may be 20 servers, there may be 28 servers as well. So don't stick yourself. Right? When someone is asking you that how many servers that your client was having up at the time of implementation, do you have any idea about SAP landscape? What do you say? As for Anwar, development client, quality client, and production client. Who is Anwar for your company? Right? I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Right? So, depends on requirement, they'll enhance this setup, they'll enhance this arrangement of servers. Okay? So, here you got development. Okay? This is your DEV, and this is your quality, that is QAV quality, and this is your production. Okay, this is your production system. Now, when I say one client, suppose Accenture, or let's talk about our company, Siemens, or SAP Labs, okay, or Accenture, okay, or HCL, HP. All these companies are into consulting, and they are dealing with SAP consultants and SAP projects. What do you think? Each company is having only one project at a time?
No. Different
projects. Suppose, for example, all these companies is having these clients. Name of the client. So this information is very much mandatory. Before I proceed for realization phase, this is very important. Now let's talk about few MNCs. Fast Track. Okay. And Adidas. Okay. Nike. What are all these? You know it very well, right? These are fashion brands. Do you think all these brands is only in India?
No, sir.
Don't you think these are MNCs? Okay, these are MNCs, right? Was it? Right? All these are international brands, correct? That means these are global companies. When these companies are trying to implement SAP in their organization, what do you think? Suppose Accenture have grabbed all these clients and they have hired you, and it's an implementation project. That means you are a consultant who is working on that. So when this fast track client is assigned to you, that means you are working for fast track, or you are working for Adidas or Nike or Fossil or Indian Oil and Gas or American Oil and Gas, British Tobacco, Indian Airways, American Airways, British Airways, Qatar Airways, Emirates Airlines, okay, Singapore Airlines, Malaysian Airlines. All these are big companies. I hope you're getting my point, huh? Any confusion? If I'm so fast,
sir.
you can stop anytime. Okay, I hope this is quite getting clear. So how they will display all these clients in this list? They are listed here. How it is listed, they'll just write down like this. Let me take a screenshot here. Let me put it down. Okay, let's imagine this is your login screen. Now here it is mentioned like this. Okay, Nike TEV, Nike QAV. Are you getting Nike PRD? Or with some different name, Nike SNDX. What is this? Sandbox, right? Now they may write down Nike test. So what it represents? So what I gave you information on SAP methodologies explanation is like, as a consultant, when you are working on implementation, what will be the first server on which you have to work on? Development, right? So you have to double click on development. See, each and every server is having a user ID and password. This you can access with user ID and password. Remember that. So this will be provided by your administration, so-called technical team or security team. Okay. Now, when you double click on it, see each and every client. What I'm calling all them as client. Remember, on the day one, I told you that client means two meanings. If they are asking who was your client, with whom you have worked on implementation project, what will be your answer? Yes, everybody. What will be your answer? Who was your client? On day one, I told you client means two meanings, right? What's that? Anybody? Yes. Suju, Sarup, Rajesh, any idea? I told you the meaning, right? If they are asking client, the first moment, that means company, right? Like Nike, I worked on Nike, I worked on Nike. Ostrac was my client. American Oil and Gas was my client. Okay, you can say like, but on which client as a consultant you start working as a development client. Now all these clients are mentioned with some IDs, like 3-digit ID. This is basically designed by basis team. 210 is my development client. Okay, 220 is my quality client. 320 is my production client. Any 3-character number. Remember these characters. And how do you know whether it is 210, 220? Just say like that. Why? Because these are different numbers which is designed by the basis team. That's what I'm saying. See, here, when you double click on, this is my demo server. As soon as you get the access, when you double click on ECC6, EHP7 or any system which they have provided you as an IDES. IDES is a term which is used for demo application. Okay. Internationally developed evaluation system, or it's an education system for training purpose. Okay. Now double click on it. The moment you double click on it, the first screen appears, will show you a client and user ID and password. Can you see this? What is this? Client. Can you see this? Now here it is showing client 800. This 800 client is a training client on which normally training is provided to the new users or newcomers. Got it? Any confusion till here?
No.
Rajesh, Swaroop,
No, sir.
Rajesh, Swaroop, Gujarat. area basically used by end users. No, this is for end users. That means after implementation, when they go live, they are trying to use SAP in day-to-day transactions or postings. Okay, then they will use this area. This is a serving area, not cooking area. Remember this. What I said is SAP Easy Access is meant for end user activities, not for consultant activities. Is it clear? All master data creation, reporting, posting is done by using these navigations. What you can see. If you are working on accounting side, then this is the node. If you're working on logistics side, somewhere around, supply chain, material management, sales and distribution, the other activities, yes, you can see when you open logistics, all these areas are there. If you're working on procurement, this is where you have to work with. If you're working on sales and distribution, this is needed. But for us, accounting, right? When you open accounting, you can find out financial accounting and control. The accounting doesn't mean only these two. Like I said earlier, you got financial supply chain management, okay, enterprise controlling, project system, investment management, and many more, right? So these are end users. Now, as a consultant, what I said, the first project which we are getting trained on SAP is implementation project. So implementation in the sense, first configuration must be done, then only user can post the transactions here. Suppose, for example, now I'll go to accounting, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, document entry. Okay, I'll try to post one transaction here. I'll double click on it. See, I'll take down the date. I'm sorry, you will be getting these details just to give it. Otherwise, you will get everything step by step in future. Now, company code. What was that company code? What we have decided yesterday? Any one company code? What we have discussed? TAUT, right? Tata Automobiles, right? I'm talking about those 4 characters. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have any chance to go further? Only 4 characters is fitting into this box, correct? That's what I said, only 4 characters. Now see here. Now, my company code or our company code, what we have decided yesterday is TAUT. Is that system is showing? No results found. That means without configuration, I'm not able to post the transaction. See, what is this area? This is for GL post. What do you understood? I have tried to access this screen from easy access, this area. Okay, this area. And what system is saying that, company code, what you are trying to use to post your transaction does not exist. Is it clear? So this area is for end user. Now, moving further, how to get into implementation guide? See, when you are preparing a document, please write down these points. SAP Easy Access is made for end user. Is it clear? Any confusion about this area? SAP Easy Access is made for end user. Now, this box is a command field. What I'm highlighting, can you see that?
Yes,
Where I'm trying to, hit that box with red indicator. So this box is known as command field. You have to type SPRO here. SPRO. This SPRO is nothing but, a transaction code, a shortcut key. So please use a term called transaction code here. What is that? SAP reference object, SPRO. Press enter. Or after writing SPRO, you can hit this button. This is enter. Now click on SAP reference IMG. This IMG is nothing but implementation guide. Now who will implement? A consultant will implement. See, to execute a project, you have to go here. What is this? Customizing, configuring your project. Now, click on SAP reference IMG. Now, the moment you click, you will be surprised with multiple modules. Like I said, SAP is full of dozens of modules, right? You can see here financial accounting, controlling, right? Logistics, investment management, so financial supply chain management, right? Enterprise controlling. Come down, you can see your material management and sales and distribution and many more. Now, don't try to count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, Anwar said 150 modules, where it is only displaying 40 to 50 here. Is it an original application?
No, demo.
How you got the access? After paying 500, 600 rupees with service provider. By paying 500 rupees, you are trying to crores application. Who will give you an access? So don't try to count all these like 1, 2, 3, 4, and almost hardly it is 35. Who care 100 plus? Huh? He told 100 plus, right? How come it is? No. When you purchase business suit, what do you call? When you purchase enterprise business suit from SAP. So that's a complete package which gives you a complete access of all those areas. Now whichever area, here area means whichever module that company is willing to implement, yes, they have a choice to implement from this area. Is it clear now? Any confusion? Please clarify. I'm sorry, I'm moving it into bit detail. Actually, I have to start with enterprise structure, define company. But still, not even we have started with 1 point, almost half an hour is done. Now, I hope you are getting it. Why I'm getting into so much detail? Why? Because I don't want you guys to be in thirsty mode when someone asks you a question about these areas. So, if any problem with digestion, let me know. We'll use some different medicine to digest all this stuff. I hope it is getting easily into your mind. Any confusion till this point? Quite clear, right? No, quite clear, right? No. So this is an area for implementation. Now see here. Here you got implementation. Enterprise structure. Okay. You have to open this. How to open this? You have arrows on your keyboard. Right arrow, left arrow, up arrow. Right? You have an idea about arrows, which is usually mentioned on the right side of your keyboard. So use the right arrow to open this. Down arrow to come down. Open this definition. Then again down a financial accounting. See, define company. What do you call? What I did just now, I'm trying to navigate. What I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to navigate. How you can navigate? See, I'm closing this. Again. How I came up here? Again, I'll just go back. Remember, as per enterprise structure, what's my first point? Define company, right? Now to define a company. Yes. Now to define a company, not right click, right arrow. Or else if you are having a mouse, you just click on this. If you click on this, it will get open. If you click on this, okay, it will get open. Otherwise, use your keyboard with right arrow, left arrow. Right to open, left to close, down and up for moving up and down. Is it? Okay. So, how I came up here is like, as soon as you give user ID and password, you are in with SAP Easy Access. So basically, this is not an area for consultants. This is an area for end user side.
End user.
So,
SPR.
type SPRO, press enter. Click on IMG, that is implementation type, IMG. Enter. Okay. Then enterprise structure. Open it. Definition. Why definition? You have to define the company. Open it. Financial accounting. Open it. Define company. Why? Because we are dealing with financial accounting, not with controlling. Controlling is our next building. This is our close building. Okay. Open financial accounting. Then define company. You have to click on this clock icon. It's known as execute. Okay. Click on this execute button. Now see, a lot of companies are already there as a market. See, when you try to access demo software, you'll be having a head full of companies as a best run. All these best run with companies, with countries mentioned here. A lot of demo companies is already there, and other practicing companies like, see, we are not the only user from that service provider. There may be 40, 50 other users who are accessing this server access, right? So already there are a lot of companies here. Some companies is with a software as soon as you install, and some companies people have configured here. Okay, now we have to implement our company. What I said, implementation. Is that Tata Automobiles is here? Is that Tata Group is here? Okay, let's see. Click on position. This position is a button for search. Remember this. Do you know that control F, finder? That's just like control F, this position is you. Click on position. Now I'm trying to use Tata. Okay, press enter. Yes, Tata is here, Tata Group. Okay, so what I'll do, instead of Tata, we'll create some other, like, I'll go for position, RELGRP, Reliance Group. Is that? No. Reliance Group is there? No. So what we'll do, we'll create Reliance Group and we'll go for Reliance Telecommunication as an implement. Is it okay? Because Tata has taken by somebody else. No duplication is accepted here. See, if in Gmail, Anwar@gmail access is there, is it possible to create another duplicate ID? No, right? System won't accept.
Same number.
Oh, yes. So what we'll do, we'll go for new entries. We won't take any data from copy. See, I'm not a fan to copy from other company codes, honestly. If you go with other trainers, they may copy all this from 1,000 company codes. What usually these trainers and teachers will do, they will use this access. Let me show you that company code also. They'll always target this 1,000 company codes and they'll copy this. This is what copy as button, which is used in rollout project. I told you, right? What is rollout? Copy. Why? Because this setting is already done. So always they will take a shortcut. Why? Because they don't want to, get into all these details. Shortcut. Short way to make some good money and escape from all those issues, tickets, problems. Why? Because they are not aware that how to deal with. See, I'm trying to copy from 1,000 company codes. That means I don't know what kind of setting is done with this company. Okay, that means this is a dish which I bought from Zomato and Swiggy. And after seeing that bowl of dish, will you figure out the contents of that dish? I'm sorry to take this wrong example, but this is perfectly suitable here. Chepocha, Manu. Yes, will it be possible to figure out the content of that dish after seeing that bowl? I don't know what he kept into that. Correct? So if I want my taste, that means you have to implement it. That means you have implemented for Reliance Telecommunication and you are trying to roll out into Airtel Telecommunication or Vodafone or Idea or any other telecommunication across the globe. Is it possible? Is that every telecommunication company is having the same requirement? No.
Different.
Will you agree? So copying okay all the time? No. That's the reason. Go for new entries. We will create our own. Don't try to copy. Okay. Click on new entries. There are certain standard settings which has been suggested by SAP which we use in future. Okay. I'll show you when that point comes up. Okay. That is related to technical stuff that you have to copy. There is no other option. But now, how can you copy the company? I'm into Reliance and I'm trying to copy Airtel. Is it good? I'm an Indian trying to copy with US passport. British passport. Is it easy? No. So, please click on new entry. Now see, the moment you click on new entries, you will be surprised with the form. See, initially what it looks like for few days for these foundations, right? Enterprise structure, global structure, and general ledger structure. These three pillars, right? These are all form filling jobs. So it looks like actually this is nothing but just form filling job. See, after seeing a foundation, is that anybody can imagine that the structure of building after completion? No, right? So everybody, when they look at the foundation, it looks like it looks very dirty, right? And nothing. But when it's structured into a complete statue, then you can say, oh, what a construction. Correct? So here also, when you are in basics, you have to do all these jobs, and these are one-time jobs. Is it clear now? So my company here is Reliance Group, REL GRP. Okay. So any 6 character which I mentioned here, I'll be writing a description. Okay. So what's my group? REL GRT. So here I'll be writing as Reliance Group. Is it clear? The first name and the second name. You see, in some countries they have the other name for legal requirements. So if any company with special countries like Japan and Italy, where they used to file, compliance, they have a requirement to write down a second name also. If it is there, put it. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. So this is not mandatory. Now a street. I'll be writing a street name here. Okay. What is its name? Right? PO box. What is that? Postal code. Any 6 character here for India, for China, or Japan. Every country is having postal code in a different, right? Some use 4 characters, some use 6 characters, some use 5 characters. Is it clear? Any postal code where your head office exists for this group, yes, you can write down. City, I'm taking it as a Bangalore. Country, almost. See, SAP have given complete default data for 235 plus countries. See here. You click on this lookup button. By clicking on this lookup button, or you just hit F4 function button, you can see the list of countries. Can you see that? How many are there? 237. Okay. So you take down IN, because that's India. I'll be writing here as India. So now the language. SAP supports 40 plus language. How many? 40 plus. So what will be the language key which I am using? See, the global implementation, global billing, global transaction always exists in English. Right? What's the global language and the common language which is spoken across the globe? Right? Right? English. Okay. So if you take it English here, that's okay. Otherwise, if your client is looking forward to implement SAP in German, so is it not possible? See here, I'll show you 40 plus languages I said. See, almost 42 languages have been given here. Though there are more added later, this is the oldest version now. Remember that. When there are 237 countries, that means the more languages exist. Can you see that? Now I'm trying to select English here. EN. What? Most common language spoken. Right? But if someone is trying to implement Spanish, yes, you must be a Spanish spoker. You must be a German speaker. Okay, you must be a Dutch speaker. If it is Czech Republic, yes, you have to be, known guy in Czech language. Is it clear? So how many? 40 plus. Why I haven't mentioned 42? If it is 43, my answer is wrong. If it is 39, my answer is wrong. That's the reason I have used a diplomatic line. Why? 40 plus. So 40 plus, it may be 42, 43, 44 is also correct, 45. So be diplomatic in answering your clients on that. Okay? So use English language. Now currency, if it is India, INR. Okay. If it is Malaysia, MYR, Malaysian ringgit. If it is Australia, Australian dollar. If it is Canada, Canadian dollar. If it is Singapore, Singapore dollar, SGD. If it is Russia, Russian ruble. If it is China, Chinese yuan. If it is Japan, Chinese yuan. Right? All these countries are having their own currencies. Is it clear? So just fill out these details. What you are trying to do, you are doing your first step. What's that? Define company. Is it clear? Yes. I've done everything. Now I have to save this. Okay, the moment I click on save, I will be surprised with one screen. What is that screen? Transport request. Request is click on save. See? I have got this request screen. What's this? This is my request screen. Why I'm calling it as a request? I'll show you. The moment you configure your data in development, you have to shift it to quality, right? You have to shift it to quality. Then only your Reliance Group information will be here. If you develop data here and if you fail to shift it here, user will not find Reliance data here. Correct? So to shift your data from here to here, to travel your settings or configuration or customization or setup, so from here to here, you have to use request screen. That is known as TR. What is this? Transport request. Now there are two types of requests. One is customizing request. Another one is workbench request. There is a difference between these two. Workbench request. Now customizing request is, for functional consultant, like we are the functional. Now workbench request is for technical consultant. Is it clear now? Who we are? We are functional guys, not technical guys. Okay, that's the reason. See, customizing request. What is the name of request? What you are seeing on top here in blue? Customizing request. Can you see that? Yes. Now basically this request screen consists of three information. The very first information what you are seeing in gray field, gray in the sense this is disabled. You and I can't change that. When the field is disabled, that means standard. See? We can't change it. What is this? This is the database table where your information of company will get stored. What is table? What is table in any software? Where an information is stored. See, I have created Gmail ID, Yahoo ID, okay, or is Skype ID, or any information. So it is somewhere stored in their server, right? That means database. Okay. So here your company, what you have configured just now, will be stored in this database table, D_T880. This is nothing but a table where you can see all those company details, what we have just seen. There are somewhere around 188 companies, what we have seen just now, right? So in that 188 companies, our company is also added. Okay. Now this request ID, the second one, this request ID is generated by the server itself. So this is an ID generated by the machine. You and I are not supposed to disturb this request ID. Right? This is generated by the machine. This is generated by the server. See now, the number is 219. So the next number is not 220. Maybe 230, maybe 540, maybe 890. Any number, frequent generated number. Basically, this number is for, machine. The short description is your responsibility, what you are trying to configure here. Now, about this request ID, sometimes you have to create your request ID, or sometimes a request ID is created by your team or lead, so-called the head of the project, and they will ask you to store all your configuration in that particular request ID. See, if they have given you a request ID, then go to this box, click on it here. See, here the information is pop up that how many request IDs have been given. Select, double click on your request, and you can save your configuration into that request. Otherwise, click on create request. See, the moment you click on create request, your request field is disabled. Is it possible to write down this ID here? No. System will generate this ID. Now, here short description, what you are trying to configure. Suppose there are different ideas, different doctors. I told you already. This is my way of explanation. I don't know how other people will take up this. See, this fellow has written here. I don't know who has configured this PLD. What is the meaning of PLD? Now he himself knows that. There must be some meaningful description. That's what I am trying to show you here. Is there any meaningful description here? No. Suppose you may write down, like Reliance Group implementation project. Okay, you save everything into this request only after that. Or else, what I'll do right now, what's my activity? My first pillar activity, enterprise structure. So what I'm doing right now is enterprise structure configuration for Reliance. Yes. Right? Now, see, I'm creating this description, and who is the owner? The ID through which I have logged in into the system. Who is the owner? You are the owner. Then ask the interview question also. Yes, like when you are configuring something, okay, who will be the owner of your request? What will be your answer?
Who is creating concept?
the person responsible for this configuration. Okay, the person responsible. Suppose Malyadri @SAP Labs. This is your ID. Okay, Suju @Accenture, Rajesh @IBM. So they will find out that this particular configuration is done by Rajesh, not by you guys, not by me. Is it clear now? Now the status is it's a new request. Why? We are starting with implementation right from scratch. Now last change date and time. Yes. In which client you did this 800? What is 800 client? Training client. I told you, right? At the time of login. What is this? Demo client. Training client. Okay. Now just press enter. I've given a short description. Just press enter. See? Here you can see the request ID. It was already there. Now system will generate a fresh ID, not this ID. The moment I hit on enter, what happens here? What's my request ID? 296. Earlier it was 296. No. Okay. Now short description is mine, what I have written. Just press enter. Can you see that? Now your data got saved. Is it clear now? This is how you can create your company. A lot of details are there. I don't know how you people are going to prepare a document. That's the reason. When you ask me, sir, any material or something like that, yeah, Baba, you prepare your material after listening to these explanations. I'll send you these files. Okay? Those people have not spoken to me. That's the reason I have not sent all this. Okay? Let them come forward, then I'll send you everything what I have about this. I'm sorry to stop this. Why? Because those people are not responding. When they respond, definitely I'll give you all this. Okay? Sorry to say that, I'm holding all these files because of them, not because of you guys. Okay? Anyway, it's very easy. No need to panic or no need to be, worried about all this LRGLA, AMGLA. No need to worry about this. When you are my patient, just forget about everything. Okay, I know what kind of medicine works on your mind. Yes? Yes, still here. Any confusion? Or is it getting exhausted?
No, sir, it's clear.
It's good going, right? Any confusion till now?
Yes. No, sir.
A lot of details are. Yes, Sri Hari Sujuraj Swarup.
Yes, sir. No confusion. Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Fine. Okay, fine. So this is our first point from enterprise structure. Now I'll go back. See, this is where the button which takes you back, or else you can use F3 from your keyboard. Function key F3. Click on it. See? Earlier Reliance Group was not there. It was added in the list. Can you see that? Now whenever you want to see the details, just double click on it. You can see the details of what you have completed. Okay, just go back. Now this is the define company. Now to define a company code, one step down. So how you are going to write down the navigation? SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, edit, copy, delete, check company code. All these activities is done with this navigation. Just click on execute. This is your second point. Define company is done. What's next? Define company code or creation of company. Okay. What's company code? Subsidiary. Right? Execute. Now the moment you execute, the moment you click on that execute button, you'll be surprised with two options here. First and second. And what's this? Now the first option, copy, delete, check company code, is nothing but, the first line will give you an access to work out on rollout activity. The moment you double click on it, it will give you from and to feed. From means from which company you are trying to copy the settings to which company, the source and a target. Okay, is that we are into rollout activity now? No. So second option, double click on edit company code. This second option is used to create a new company code. Okay, so what kind of project we are into? We are into rollout or support? Implementation. We will configure everything from fresh. You are not copying. Okay, so double click on edit company code data. Now there are a lot of company codes. Can you see that? Some are numeric company codes. Can you see this? Yesterday I told you alpha numeric, alpha numeric. Can you see? Some company codes are numeric. If I scroll down, okay, see, some are alpha numeric,
Okay.
some are alpha, all alpha. Is it? Now we will create our company. Click on.
So based upon our requirement, then we can create more, sir.
Yes, you can suggest your client, and whatever your client is interested, you configure it. I gave you 3 options. Now whichever is suitable for them, whichever is their interest, you just configure it. All alpha, all numeric, alpha numeric, everything I kept in front of you. Now it's your choice. Whichever is good for you, you can inform us. See, don't forget that after business blueprint, realization phase. Now until unless business blueprint is sign off, you are not authorized to step into realization phase. That means you are not authorized to put things into SAP. Correct?
Yes, sir.
When sign off is done, that means you are agreed. I as a team of consultants, we have agreed your requirement. Is it? Both the parties have agreed on one requirement. Okay? Now click on new entry. See? Only 4 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it possible to go more than 4? You asked me a question yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now is it clear?
No
Oh,
problem.
remove this. Remove. Now my subsidiary in which we are implementing SAP now in Reliance Group is Reliance Telecommunication. So what will be the 4 character code? Everybody. I'll pick up any. Sorry.
RGT.
RTT. See, up to 4 character is okay. Beyond 4 character is not okay. Less than 4 character is also okay. Yes, any other option? Any other opinions or views on it?
RETU.
Okay. Let's other come forward to give me an input here. Secondly,
RTC.
RLT1.
Okay. I go with RETL. Okay, I'll go with RETL. Remember, for future discussion, till we complete our training, this is our company code. This is our target. Remember, RETL. Remember this. I'm going to ask you for multiple times for this. RETL. What is this? Reliance Telecommunication. Okay. Telecom. That's it. Okay. Now city. Again, same city. Bangalore. Country IN. Currency INR. Language English. Okay. So this is what I have configured my company. The moment I click on save, another screen appears here. That's nothing but a letterhead information, where you have to give the address, postal code, contact details, or contact person details, communications, like further details about this company. Okay, see this? Click on save. See this box, this completely form. Can you see the form? Or title is a company. You can select from a drop down as a company. Or write down here. Reliance. Okay, Telecom. Private Limited. Firm. Basically, don't make any mistake here at the time of configuring the name of the company. Why? Because what you write here in this box will appear on your reports. A small spelling mistake, and it is submitted to the banks, submitted to the income tax authorities. How it looks like, how will you justify this? No, everything is done. Everything is done with a blueprint, right? So this is mentioned in the blueprint. Remember this. So make corrections if it is possible here. Why? Because this is the name which is going to print on your financial statements. Okay, and it is not good to give some spellings. Okay, or small letters, capital letters, you look forward for it. Now search term, that means how you are going to search about this company code in database. Obviously, okay, I'll just go with RTTL or RETL, any short term, search term. And remember, in one group, it is not like, you have to implement SAP only in one subsidiary. Maybe they are interested to implement the same SAP into Reliance Industries. Maybe they are interested to go for Reliance Foods. Maybe they are interested to go for Reliance Automobile, right? Some other subsidiaries also. Remember, if it is an MSA, sometimes the requirement of these projects goes for 20 codes or 35 company codes or somewhere 45 company codes if it is a global company. So, knowing about one company code configuration will give you an idea on how to work on multiple company codes as well. Okay, now the street. Remember that group is a different address. This is a different address. Okay. House number. Basically, this is number where you can see on a gate or entrances. Postal code, city. This slash is nothing but these two boxes. This is your port. This is your city. Now, country, I can. India. Okay. So, whenever you are trying to work out initially, please create your companies in India. Later on, you can switch to Australia, Canada, Malaysia, Singapore on your requirement. Okay. Now, the further details, like I said, your telephone, mobile, fax, email, okay, your extensions. If it is telephone, what is that extension to which you can, dial the exact number to whom you want to speak with. Other communications is like, the contact persons are responsible in charge of those organizations, right? So basically, this is nothing but your letterhead information, which covers the complete detail about that company. Okay. Now, this detail, what I have tried to tell here is enough to mention it on your reports. Basically, you have seen, right? Balance sheet statement, P&L account, trial balance. So before you see P&L statement or P&L account or trial balance or balance sheet, you'll be seeing the name of the company, balance sheet as on, right? So you can click on preview to check how it looks like with spelling. Can you see this? Now this is how it prints on your reports. Now when you click on preview, you will find the information. If you want to make it correct, just press enter and rectify your spelling again. If everything is correct here, just hit enter button. Okay. Hit this button. Okay. Now, do I need to change my request? No. What I said? This request, what I have configured is for enterprise structure. So I don't have to go for create request again. Why? Because this company code, business area, consolidated, all these settings belongs to enterprise structure. So when I'm seeing that the configuration what I just did is related to the same structure, then no need to create request, just press enter. Is it clear? And sometimes may happen that this request got changed. Why? Because you are not the individual who is working on a server. There may be other consultants who are working on the server. So if you are not finding your request, that your request is 9000296, then please click on this F4 option and double click on your request. When you see your request is back, then just hit enter. That's it. Is it clear? Continue. So that means now see your data got saved. What we just did, you have configured a company, you have configured a company. What's next? You have to assign both of them, parent and child together. Otherwise, we don't know RETL company code belongs to Reliance Group or not. You have to assign it to the group, right? So just go back. Go back. Close this. Now in definition, what I did, I have defined these 2 points, close this, left arrow. Now very next is your assignment. Can you see?
Yes.
Your navigation will be SPRO, IMG, where you are here, enterprise structure,
Enterprise secure
assignment,
assignment.
open it, and this assignment is for financial, open financial. Assign company to, company code to come up. Can you see that? Now execute. Now can you see that there is no new entries button here? Why? Because your company is also ready, your company code is also ready. So what you have to, your job is just to put them together. Now how to? Almost 204 company and company codes are here. So where is your company code? So to search, what I have to do? Click on position. Okay. Click on position. Now what's my company code?
RATL.
RETS. If you don't remember, you have this box to search. Okay. If you don't remember, you have this box to search. How you can search? Click on this box or press F4. Now see here. Can you see this vernacular clause? Fine. Or Control F. Now RE, press enter. This one? No. Fine. RETL.
Here.
Why? Because you have given search term RETL. Now double click on it. Your company code is. Or else what you can do, click on position, give company code directly. Now what happens with this is, your company code is already listed here, but we don't know where it is listed. Almost 204 company details. So the moment you use position and give your company and hit enter button, your company will be listed on top of the list. See here you can see 0001. The moment I press enter, what happens? Your company is listed on top. Can you see that? So you have got company code information. Now this child belongs to which parent? What's the
Reliance.
company name?
Reliance.
What is that 6 character which we have used? నేను ఇక్కడ రిలయన్స్ గ్రూప్ అని డీటెయిల్గా రాసి తెచ్చేసుకుని కదా, ఇది యాక్సెప్ట్ అంత స్పేస్ ఉందా ఇక్కడ? అంత స్పేస్ ఉందా? we have that much of space. No, right? Did you remember I have given 6 characters? REL, GRP. Can you see? Here it is there, showing an autocomplete. If you are not able to figure out what you gave, you can use this lookup button. Is it clear? Now select it. So what I did, I assigned my company code to company. Now the question here, how many company codes can be assigned to a company? This is your interview question.
Only one company code we can assign, sir.
See here. All parents have only one child. All parents have only one child. Think about it. Don't get to the conclusion so fast.
So based upon the requirement,
What I told you is very clear, right? Maybe 20 company codes under one group, maybe 35 company codes under one group.
Hello.
How it is now our requirement?
Hello,
What
sir.
we did just now is one company code with yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. What if it's not a group of companies, it's only single company?
Okay. See, if it is single company code, okay, I have taken this. But my question is completely opposite. What if multiple company codes into one company? 1:1 is very clear here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
1:1 is very clear. I have assigned this. What if this R01 is also under RELGRP?
We can assign that.
Is it possible? See here, I'm trying to assign.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can assign. So this is your interview question.
So one more thing, if it's not a Reliance group of industries, it's only single company, like it's only doing one business.
Yes, that's what I told you the meaning. As of now, for explanation, I took only one and one. I doesn't mean that. How do I know that how many company works under that particular rule? Multiple, like when it is an MNC, they have multiple business. They are into travel, tourism, they are into chemical industries, they are into oil and gas, they are into telecommunication, they are now into automobile, they are into, even in manufacturing, they are trying to step into. But because that's a business, correct?
Yeah.
So my question is quite clear and the answer is okay. 1:1 is okay, 1:multiple, and 1:many is also okay. Right? Now the opposite question again. How many companies we can assign to one company board?
But you are that.
Do you understood what I asked? That's
So,
how
can you repeat it?
we can assign to one guy. We can assign to one guy.
Company code should be only one, I think. Only one company
Repeat it
code.
once again, sir. Can you repeat it once again?
Company will be one. Company will be one. Company will be one. Company will be one. Company code will be made. Code will be made.
Sir.
People say,
Yes, sir.
first understand the question, first take your time, then justify yourself on with correct answer. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Sometimes all interviews won't run for 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Sometimes they'll decide about
Your voice is repeating, sir.
No, my side is clear. It will display, don't worry. Okay, it will display. Okay, you first get trained. Your training is already done or what? Yes, who is this who just said that, created a company, it is not displaying? No, don't work out parallelly. Yeah. Don't work out parallelly. Don't keep your system aside and see both the things. First listen the explanation carefully, then work out. This is what happens when you try to, travel on both the tracks at a time. No, that will create a confusion. Okay? You have to follow the steps particularly. Then it will definitely show you how to create and how it can display that. Simple. If it is saved, data was saved option, then you can check out here. Okay, you can check out here in this F4 box. It must be listed. If it is saved, it must be here. You just figure out. See, you just scroll down and scroll up to check your company, or else you click on find and you can see the details. If it is not saved, obviously it won't get out. Okay, I'm really sorry. I have to remove this because I don't know whose companies are this. Otherwise, they'll be worried, right? You have to change their parents. Oh, I don't want them to, get disturbed with this. So what I did, I have assigned my company code with company. Save it. Saving your request. See, now your database is changed. Why? Because this is different table where your assignment information is getting stored. Okay, just hit enter button. Now, see, you have assigned your company code to the company. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion here? 3 points we have considered today out of 8. I'll stop this here. Stop this here tomorrow for the rest of the points. So before I close this call, I would like to take queries. Do you have any questions for today's discussion? Till now, a lot of points have been discussed today. Here the main point now, the main target for you guys is to get the access as soon as possible from them. If you have an access, start working on it. Yes, before I close this call, any questions or queries from your side?
Sir, just now you said, right, that company code, so one company we can assign so many company codes. Is it correct?
See, how you can assign multiple company codes, how you can assign multiple company codes, where your company codes